Yesterday, somebody asked me in chat, and it was actually a good discussion. Somebody asked me in chat yesterday if going from a Google Pixel 4 XL to a Pixel 5, would that be a downgrade, a mistake? Would it be an upgrade? Or would it be like a parallel move, a lateral move? Some people saw it as an upgrade. Some people saw it as a downgrade. And a lot of people saw it as a lateral move. Actually, I don't know if anyone called it an upgrade. I don't think anyone called it an upgrade. I thought about it last night. I actually thought about it. I was thinking to myself, man, is the Pixel 4 XL a better buy, a better phone right now than the upcoming Pixel 5 with the specs that we know about it? If I had to pick a 128 gig Pixel 4 XL or a 128 gig Pixel 5 with the specs that we know, or at least we think we know, which one would I buy? I would buy the Pixel 5. That's me. Might not be for you, might not be for other people, but I wanted to take the time and actually talk about that today. Well, right now, the Pixel 4 XL you'll see here is selling for $750, right? I think yesterday, the Pixel 4 XL was on sale for $650. Let's say they're both 128 gigs of internal storage. $700, the Pixel 5 would be a little cheaper. The Pixel 4 XL, $750. Let's not forget, the Pixel 4 XL at 128 gigs of internal storage used to be, I believe it was $1,000. Used to be super expensive. Obviously, the Pixel 4 XL is going to be a year old. Released in October 2019. And the Pixel 5, technically, if they're announcing it tomorrow, it'll be September 2020. But most people aren't going to get this phone until October 2020. Either way, about a year difference. The Pixel 4 XL will give you Gorilla Glass 5. The Pixel 5, Gorilla Glass 6. They're both IP68 dust and water resistant. The Pixel 4 XL will give you a bigger display at 6.3 inches, while the Pixel 5 will give you a 6-inch display. Let me talk about that for a second, though. Even though the Google Pixel 4 XL will give you a bigger display, the Pixel 4 XL has Face Unlock on it. If you look at the display itself, it has asymmetrical bezels, so it doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing, while the Pixel 5 will be a 6-inch screen, a smaller form factor, but it's going to be more display, a better screen to display ratio that will look more aesthetically pleasing. It'll look more modern. It'll look more 2020, if you will. And the Pixel 5 will both have 90 hertz refresh rates, but the Pixel 4 XL will still have a 1440p display versus the Pixel 5's 1080p. The big difference for the Pixel 4 XL and the Pixel 5 is the fact that the Pixel 4 XL will still have a Snapdragon 800 series chipset, a better chipset than the upcoming Pixel 5 Snapdragon 765G chipset. When it comes to pure performance, pure power, the Pixel 4 XL will still outperform the Pixel 5. What the Pixel 5 will give you with that 765G chipset is 5G. In a way, it can future-proof itself for upcoming 5G, but is 5G worth it right now? I don't think so. 5G is not mature enough. We don't know if 5G is still even going to be mature enough a year from now. If it's going to be widespread a year from now. If you're going to get those theoretical speeds a year from now. Most likely not. And that is the conundrum we're in right now in 2020, is the fact that 5G is getting pushed and marketed as the best thing since technology ever existed, and I hate it. It's that stupid marketing shit that I can't stand, because 5G is nowhere where it needs to be right now for us to use it widespread, to be a mainstream thing. It isn't a thing. And we get affected with that. We get affected because they decide to put a 765G chipset in there because they think we all need 5G today, when we don't. Even though the Pixel 4 XL will have a Snap 800 chipset, the Pixel 5 will have 8 gigs of RAM versus the Pixel 4's 6 gigs. So a little more RAM in that regard. When it comes to battery, the Pixel 4 XL will have a 3700 milliamp hour battery versus the Pixel 5's 4080 milliamp hour. So a bit better battery. You'll also get a chipset that probably won't eat battery as much, although there's 5G as well. I don't know if it'll kind of even out, but I would imagine the Pixel 5 would still have a better battery overall. When it comes to the cameras, they're both going to have similar main shooters. I'm going to turn those notes off because it's tiny and I don't think anyone's even reading that. Anyway, and it also looks It looks so like immature. It looks amateur. But I was just making notes real quick so I could like speak to the camera. If we're talking about the cameras on the Pixel 4 XL and the Pixel 5, I think they're going to be very similar. The main shooters are going to be very similar. If anything, the Pixel 5 might have a slight edge. Maybe they did something different in the software. Maybe we're going to be lucky and they did something in the hardware, but I seriously doubt that. From the rumors we know, from what we know, the Pixel 5 will probably be a very similar camera to the Pixel 4 XL. So I think in the camera department, in terms of the main shooter, they're going to be about equal. Now, the Pixel 4 XL has a telephoto. It has the ability to do 2x optical. The Pixel 5 got rid of the telephoto. So we don't have that. I don't know how that's going to affect portrait shots. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. I don't know. But the Pixel 5 comes with a wide angle lens. Comes with a lens that a lot of people have been asking for. So it gets a plus there. But if you're somebody that wanted that 2x optical telephoto, then you got to weigh your options again. This is kind of, I'm just breaking it down because I thought it was a really interesting comment yesterday, and I thought I would take some time and discuss that. The things to think about too is the Pixel 4 XL has face unlock, has solely for motion gestures. Whether you use that or not, I mean, that kind of goes into, is it worth it? For me, on my Pixel 4, I never used motion gestures. I didn't use that solely feature, whatever it's called. I actually turned it off because I was just trying to save battery at that point because I didn't use it. Face unlock, I wasn't happy with face unlock. I've said that many times. When face unlock first came on the Pixel 4, I didn't think it worked better than Face ID. It didn't. Eventually, they updated it, and I thought personally it got better. But the one thing that annoyed me more than anything else was I was not able to unlock my banking apps with it. The Chase app took 9 months because of that. Is that just Google's fault? No, that's also a third-party thing there. But the iPhone, I didn't have any problems with my banking apps, with my credit card apps. The Pixel 4 had an issue with that. I don't know if it still has that issue because I haven't used the goddamn thing in forever. The Pixel 5 is going to have a rear fingerprint reader. For me, I prefer a rear fingerprint reader over face unlock any day. I still don't understand why people think the rear fingerprint reader is bad or we're going backwards. To be fair, you could look at it as going backwards. I can understand that. But also, to be fair, I think if you want to satisfy the consumer, have that rear fingerprint reader and go ahead and add face unlock then. Put both in there. Make it worth it. I forgot to mention, if we are talking about cameras, let's not forget the Pixel 5 will now incorporate 4K 60. 4K recording at 60 frames a second. It will also accommodate, or you're able to use 1080p at 240 frames per second, I believe, for slow-mo, right? Not just, you're not recording 240p at 1080, are you? No, I think that's just for slow-mo. Anyway, those are two things that the Pixel 5 will have that the Pixel 4 XL will not be able to do unless Google decides to push that to the Pixel 4 or 4 XL. But I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I don't think that's going to be a thing. The one last thing that the Pixel 5 also has is reverse charging. So meaning that you can charge, like you can use your phone as a battery to charge like your AirPods. You know, you just put it there and then it starts charging it if that's a feature that is important for you. So there are a good amount of things that the Pixel 5 adds on to it that the Pixel 4 doesn't. The one last thing I want to add is the fact that the Pixel 4 is now going to be a year old. So it's only going to get 2 more years of support, while the Pixel 5 will give you that extra year. So while the Pixel 4 will get Android 12 and 13, it's not going to get 14. But the Pixel 5 will. It'll get an extra year on top of that. Like I said earlier, if I had to pick one of the two today, if somebody said Even if both of those phones were the exact same price, let's say both of those phones were $700 right now, and I had to pick the Pixel 4 XL or the Pixel 5, both with 128 gigs of internal storage, both for $650 or $700 or whatever price that would be, I would pick the Pixel 5. You might have different needs. You might have different priorities. And that's why I always want to lay those cards out on the table, because I think it's important that people know what you're buying, what's important for you, because what's important for me isn't always important for you. I'm going back to pizza. Mushrooms and sausage, that's my shit on pizza. That's what I like more than anything else. Those are my two toppings. I can guarantee you the 60 whatever people that are in here right now probably don't all like mushrooms and sausage. That's probably not their first two toppings they'd pick. I'm sure there are people in here that want onyons, and I'm trying to think of another vegetable I don't like. That's it. I like green onions. I don't like white or yellow. Or cooked. I don't know why I'm talking about pizza. I'm hungry. People like different things. And that's why I want to make sure that you know the details before you decide whether a Pixel 5, a Pixel 4 XL, or what I've been saying for a long time now, the Pixel 4a 5G will probably be the best phone to get out of this year's Pixel series. If all of these rumors are correct, the Pixel 4a, the Pixel 4a 5G, and the Pixel 5, I think the 4a 5G probably has the best overall package. That's my guess. We won't know until tomorrow out of the three. But if price is more important to you, then the Pixel 4a at $350 is going to be a hell of a deal. The Pixel 5, I think the Pixel 5 at $700, if these specs are correct, that's for people with deep pockets. That's for people who want those extra luxuries on a phone. The Pixel 4a 5G it's like Goldilocks. It's that, what do they call that person? It's just right, I think, for most people at that $500 price point. I think most people are going to go for that one more than anything else. It's unfortunate that it's going to be shipped later. It's unfortunate that the white version might not be coming until November, that there are rumors that the 4a 5G might not even be a phone, that they might cancel it. Hopefully they don't do that. How many times is Google gonna like mess their shit up? I thought after the 4a came out, everything was going to be, but now there are rumors about the delay. They might not have a certain color, or they might cancel the 4a 5G altogether. Hopefully that isn't a thing, because the last thing that I want to hear is Google. I've been pretty good this entire stream, but it has to be said. I'm afraid that Google tomorrow is going to fuck this up. I don't want them to, but there is a good chance that they're going to fuck this up. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Tomorrow's event is going to be at 1 p.m. Central tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I am going to be reacting to that event. So feel free, stop by if you want to watch it with me. I'm just going to be reacting to it. It's going to be on a delay, I'm sure. So I understand if you can't, but if you want to join me, that's great. And then right after that live event or reveal or whatever, launch night in, then I'm going to be doing this show. And we're going to talk about the Pixel and everything that goes along with it.